We track the issues shaping Nigeria and the world today. The world is talking, and we're listening. This is Trends on LJE News.
In terms of tackling security, there is lack of political will.
Beyond the headlines,
who are the sponsors of insecurity in this country?
From breaking news to everyday conversations, this is where Nigeria's conversations begin. We track the issues shaping Nigeria and the world today. The world is talking, and we're listening. This is Trends on LJE News.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Trends on LJE News, where we bring you the latest and developing stories in Nigeria and of course across the globe. My name is Omotola Adeleke. Of course, I have right here with me Judith. Judith, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Judith. Esther is also here with us. Esther, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right, so quickly, don't forget you can be a part of our growing online community by hitting that follow, like, share, and subscribe button right now on all platforms at LJE News. Let's quickly run through our headlines for this edition of Trends. Fuel may hit 2,000 naira per litre amid Middle East war. Dangote remains Africa's richest man in new list. Federal government explains delay in February salaries for some MDAs. APC tightens grip, controls 32 of 36 states. Federal government orders probe into fire at Abuja Federal Secretariat complex. Appeal court voids PDP Ibadan convention. Bars Turaki's camp. Also, Iran war escalate as Mojtaba Khamenei becomes supreme leader. And to the details of the stories, the Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petrol, has warned that Nigerians may face deeper economic hardship as petrol and diesel prices could soar amid rising tensions in the Middle East. Petrol President Billy Gillis-Harry said crude oil prices above $100 per barrel could push petrol PMS close to 2,000 naira per litre and diesel AGO towards 3,000 naira per litre in the conflict persist. Already, petrol prices have climbed to about 1,300 naira per litre across Nigeria after the Dangote Petroleum Refinery raised its gantry price from 995 naira per litre to 1,175 naira per litre. Economists and the organized private sector of Nigeria warn the surge could intensify inflation and raise the cost of goods and transportation nationwide. Also, Africa's 23 billionaires now have a combined net worth of $126.7 billion, up 21% from 2025, adding $20.3 billion over the year. According to Forbes' latest Africa Billionaires ranking, Nigeria remains a strong presence with Aliko Dangote, Mike Adenuga, Abdul Samad Rabiu, and Femi Otedola among the continent's richest. Dangote remains Africa's wealthiest at $28.5 billion, boosted by a 69% surge in Dangote cement shares and a $400 million refinery expansion deal with a Chinese firm aiming to double capacity by 2029. Judith, first of all, congratulations to Dangote. Dangote remains Africa's richest man. But before we talk about Dangote becoming Africa's richest man, of course, since Friday, we've been having increase in petrol prices from an additional 100 naira to an additional 15 naira to make it 115 naira.
Wow.
Now it's over 300 naira addition. Now we have about 1,000. In fact, as at yesterday, fuel prices got up to 1,330 naira per litre. What's happening?
Well, this issue of increase in fuel price is more of a global issue. It's not just affecting Nigeria at this point. It's affecting different countries because I think the shipping routes of crude oil is being attacked because of the US, Iran and Israel war. So since the shipping route is being attacked, there is an increase globally in fuel price. So I don't think it's a general, it's a Nigerian problem. It seems to be a general problem at this point. But what I think is, like Esther suggested yesterday, I think it's time for the government to introduce the subsidy back to cushion the effects of these things on Nigerians. Because right now, as at this morning, fuel price and transportation price was like double of what it was yesterday. There are some motorists are even refusing to move. They say they don't have money to buy fuel, so they cannot carry people because they know that people will not even pay the prices they are calling. A place of that you usually go with 500 naira is now 1,500 naira. Nigerians are poor already. We cannot even afford this.
But you know, talking about, like I said yesterday, talking about bringing back fuel subsidy. You know, I was telling Esther yesterday that are you really sure that if a subsidy comes back, fuel prices will reduce, especially with the fact that global benchmark right now is about $100 per barrel. Now, if you're paying international oil companies fuel subsidy, do you think there's actually going to be a change?
I mean, fuel subsidy is the government taking some part of the fuel cost. So I think it would cushion the effect on Nigerians, even if it's not a permanent solution, at least temporarily, until the war and the prices stabilize a bit. Until the
do you know this money, the subsidy monies are actually being paid to international oil companies. You understand? Yeah. And the international benchmark, the oil price is $100 per barrel. So do you think the subsidy can actually bring that down?
It's not going to bring it down. It's not going to bring it down. But what I'm saying is, since Nigerians now, we are already suffering enough. Like we were suffering before, and now this fuel increase has even cost us greater suffering. The government can do something to cushion the effects on us, on the average Nigerians.
Esther, what do you think can be done aside bringing back fuel subsidy? Because if we critically look at the issue of fuel subsidy, bringing it back per se, I won't sit here to say it might not do anything. I won't sit here to also say it might do something. But the benchmark internationally right now is about $100 per barrel. You know, to a certain extent, that might not even affect the price of fuel, even if fuel subsidy is being introduced or reintroduced, you know, back into Nigeria. So what do you think the government can do? Judith has said the government should do this and the government should do that. What do you think the government can do to cushion the, you know, the hardship being faced by the increase in petrol price?
Okay, Nigeria is Africa's greatest oil producing country, right? And we should be able, as an oil producing country, we should be able to have functional refineries in Nigeria. We can actually make it work. I mean, we already have one, the Dangote private owned refinery. What happened to the government owned refinery? If they can put into so much efforts to make that refinery work, I think it's going to go a long way. Because aside importing of fuel, we can actually make fuel locally, right? So why do we always have to do the importation, even though that the benchmark, it's already the importation of the crude oil and all of that can be done internationally, but we can actually make local fuel that we can actually use to manage and curb all of this extravagant prices. That is this volatility that's been going on lately. It's not the best for Nigeria as now.
But let's also ask, you know, the Dangote Refinery, its capacity is like bringing 3 of Nigerian-owned refineries together. The capacity is large. In fact, Dangote Refinery might be the largest refinery in Africa right now. But despite that, we're still having these issues of imported fuel. We're having this issue of expensive, you know, petrol prices and all. And now we just read not so long ago that Dangote is now Africa's richest man. So he has made about extra $20.9 billion or so, you know, to his regional wealth. Dangote is getting rich. Nigerians are getting poorer.
That's why I'm saying Dangote is a private business owner.
So he's allowed to just...
That's where, before now, I already spoke about regulation of prices. He's a business owner. He's under the government. Nigeria is working on a deregulated system.
But let's also get to think about it. The federal government has shares. They are major stakeholders in Dangote Refinery as well. So So why can't they even regulate the prices with
That's the
Dangote?
question we should throw at them. I said it before that price regulation should be a major thing in Nigeria as of now, because business owners right now, they don't even think about the cost implication on Nigerian. They just go about making sure they are getting rich. Dangote now, everybody is complaining. Look at, before we got to work today, we didn't pay what we paid yesterday. But Dangote is getting richer and we are getting poorer. Now,
So you don't think Dangote should pity Nigerians?
he's a businessman.
Okay.
You get that? You get my point now. If
But-
the
but
government
I'm
is
still-
doing
I'm still
something to
reiterating.
regulate the price, he will
Okay.
understand that he cannot just throw prices as well. He can take it now to 2,000 naira, and people will still get to use fuel.
But let me reiterate again. Federal government has shares in Dangote Refinery.
Yeah.
They should have say. They should have a say in Dangote Refinery too. So if Dangote decides, okay, I want to make my fuel 2,000 naira per liter per se, the federal government should be able to say, no, we also have, we are also stakeholders in your business. So they should also be able to say, no, bring down this price. So why do you think it's not what it is? Why do you think that the federal government is not taking control of perhaps the small or big shares that they have with Dangote?
Honestly, I really don't know what's going on, but I just know for a fact that the government has to put in so much effort into regulating the fuel price, because the hike is getting uncontrollable.
All right. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, OAGF, has explained the delay in the payment of February 2026 salaries to staff of the Federal Ministry of Steel Development and 4 government agencies. In a statement issued in Abuja, spokesperson Bawa Mokwa said the delay was due to shortfalls in personnel cost allocations for the affected MDAs. Agencies impacted include the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Rural Electrification Agency Nigeria, Kamuku National Park, and the Council for the Regulation of the Freight Forwarding in Nigeria. The OAGF said the MDAs have been directed to work with the Cash Management Office of the Federal Ministry of Finance, Nigeria, to resolve the issue. Judith, delay in salaries. The salaries are not even enough to start with, and there are already delays in salaries. So what's up?
Well, according to the accountant, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, they said the salaries were delayed due to personnel allocation issues. They had issues in the in allocations. So at this point, they are already giving a reason. They are giving an excuse. So,
but why is it that when
happening?
it comes to the ordinary Nigerians out there, salaries have been? Have you ever heard a senator come out to protest to say his salary is being delayed? Have you ever heard a commissioner, a minister, some of these political stakeholders who have positions in the government come out to say our salaries are being delayed? Their salaries have been paid as and when due. Then why is it
like,
different for Nigerians who are not even rich people? Small money.
Those people you mentioned, the senators, the ministers, most of them don't even depend on their salaries. The monies they get from the loot is more than enough for them. Most of them, their salaries are like change to them. So why would I come out to complain of the small money you are paying me a salary when I know that if I decide to, like, the monies I'm stealing are enough for me? Why would I complain about those things? The issue of owing salaries, I think another issue is, most ministries prepare their budgets months before the actual year. So, and most times when they are preparing these budgets, they don't consider that new staff might be hired. They don't consider that they might need to increase salaries within the year and all of that. So I think that is also an issue. The solution could be, when they are preparing their budgets, they add extra, more than enough money. They should prepare their budgets and have contingency, so that if issues like this arise, they would not have to withhold salaries or delay salaries. They would have enough to be able to pay the people they need to pay.
Sorry, you mean the ministry should add extra?
Not add extra. They should have a part of the budget that is like contingency for issues like this, where there is delays and all of that, so they can use the extras to pay. Of course, when the monies are not used, they can just return it.
But if they are just to add extra, I feel like they already know the amount of staff that they've already given out their forms to and all of that. So if the money is already there to pay the staff, right now they are claiming that it's a verification process and all of that. All of these things they're already put in place as at when due to pay this. I feel like it's just a deliberate attempt from the government to just withhold Nigerians' money, because even over time they always delay salaries of civil servants. This is not the first time. Over time, salaries.
In fact,
get
this
delayed.
year we've had protests come up twice
There
in
was even the time they
Abuja.
blocked
In
Mr.
Abuja,
Wike
yes.
from entering his office because of the same issue. It's a deliberate attempt from the government to just keep Nigerians suffering for God knows what. Because if you ask me, if this is already put in place, let's leave aside the extra part. If it's already put in place for them to pay the salary, whether there is extra or not, they would have already disbursed the one available to available people. But what, as at now, like almost everybody under that payroll has not gotten salary at all.
All right, I think we need to move on to the next story right now. The All Progressives Congress APC is rapidly consolidating political power across Nigeria, reportedly governing 32 of the nation's 36 states. In the oil-rich South-South, the party now controls all 6 states: Delta, Akwa Ibom, Edo, Cross River, Rivers, and Bayelsa. The APC also dominates the North-Central with Benue, Niger, Kwara, Nasarawa, Kogi, and Plateau under its leadership. In the southeast, it governs Enugu, Ebonyi, and Imo, while Abia remains under the Labour Party Nigeria and Anambra under the All Progressives Grand Alliance. The party holds 4 southwest states, with Oyo led by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and Osun by the Accord Party Nigeria. APC also maintains strong influence across the northeast and northwest regions. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has defected from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressives Congress. Esther, the Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal, of course, has decided to drop umbrella. He said he wants to go for broom. What are your thoughts?
I feel like right now, the political parties in Nigeria, they are focusing more on internal conflicts rather than what they should face in Nigeria. Most of the people that are defecting from their parties to the APC feel like the APC is going to give them some sort of shield against. It's for personal benefit. It's not for political benefit. They feel like being in the APC will give them a stronghold of what they are doing, of whatever crime or whatever thing they are doing. Because being in the ruling party, it gives them this sort of coverage, or should I say, I don't know the right word to use, but it gives them this form of leverage to actually get away with crimes and all of that, because they are under the ruling party. It gives them this opportunity to do and not do and still not be questioned by the law. So most of these governors are actually leaving the party to where I feel like is their safe place.
So you think it's just about, leaving the party because of probable criminal activities they might have gotten themselves involved with? You don't think it's connected to the elections in 2027?
It's also political for them. It's also linking to them actually their own political ambition, because it feels more like if you're in the APC, you're definitely going to win, because the APC is literally controlling and winning everywhere. Look at the just concluded local government elections are held in Abuja. The APC won in 5 local government, leaving the Gwagwalada for the PDP. So it feels more like
they left. I want to understand you. So they left the PDP or Gwagwalada. You're making it sound like they just dashed PDP. They dashed Gwagwalada PDP.
Why?
Is
No.
that what it looks like?
What happened in Gwagwalada is, I think the aspirant for APC,
The candidate.
the candidate for APC is not an indigene. I think he's from Kano or God. So they just felt like someone from Kano, it won't make sense to give someone from Kano the local government chairman. So they're like, since this one is under the Gwagwalada regime, pick. And I think he's also friends with what's his name?
The FCT minister.
Wike. So him moving around all of that, they making sure that what he wants to happen is actually what happens.
Okay, Judith, is Nigeria, I usually ask this question a lot because of, talks like this. Is Nigeria heading to a one-party state? Most of the times we've had people on different shows say, no, it's not like that. No, Nigeria is not leading to a one-party state. But 32 out of 36, are we saying the governors are not capable of, influencing the grassroots? Now that people don't even have too much money, now that people are suffering, there's hardship, the petrol prices are high, you could just give someone 5,000 naira to vote for you. And what's 5,000 naira to give, especially from these politicians?
I feel like the governors or the leaders we have now are people without conscience. Because anybody that has a conscience would see that the party, the ruling party right now, they are not helping us. They are not helping Nigerians. The people in power right now, they just want to be protected. They want a guarantee to the seats they want. Most of them are running to the APC just for the elections next year to have a certain backing, because they feel like, okay, if I'm in the APC has supporters, that means I would have supporters. They don't care about us as Nigerians, what we are suffering, the things we are going through, because everybody is saying that this present administration is not doing right by us. They are not
Not everybody, not every. There are people that are actually enjoying this administration.
What exactly? If you are enjoying it, how about other people, your neighbors, your friends, your family members? Are they also enjoying with you? Because
if you are enjoying this administration, for example, would you say this?
Yes, I would. I have family, I have friends, I have people around me that they would not enjoy it. The benefits I get, they don't get it too. So
you can sabotage your source of income for other people.
I would not. I don't think I would be in a place where I would be gaining and other people around me would be losing. There is really no joy in that.
You know, if I'm going to answer that correctly from my own perspective, if I were to be gaining from this federal government, the thing about Nigerians or people is it's more like, I don't want to use the word selfish, but we care more about ourselves. If I were to be gaining from the government, maybe I'm a senator or something, and the government is favoring me, definitely people around me would not suffer. But I would not speak against the fact that the government is not really doing what they should do. But I would make sure that people around, but some of these people that are even at positions where they can take care of or extend their hands out to people that are close to them, they still feel like it's all about them. They will get opportunity. Let me say there's a grant now given to maybe a governor for people, maybe a 5 million naira grant for people that may be homeless and all of that. It still doesn't get to these people, but he has more than what he has already.
All right. Quickly, the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, DDS Worsening, has ordered a full investigation into a fire incident at the Federal Secretariat Complex Phase 2 in Abuja. The early morning blaze damaged the 4th floor of Block C, which houses the National Board for Technology Incubation. During an on-the-spot assessment, Worsening said the probe would determine the cause of the fire and assess the building's structural integrity to prevent future incidents. She praised the swift response of the Federal Fire Service Nigeria and other emergency agencies for containing the fire. All workers were safely evacuated, no casualties were reported, and safety measures have been put in place. Quickly, we need to go on a short break right now. And of course, when we return, we'll still get to talk about some other stories making the trends. We will be right back.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is LJE Nigeria. We're calling you concerning the petition you filed about your brother.
Yes, sir.
We're pleased to inform you that your brother has been released. The detention was declared unlawful and all charges have been dropped.
He's out?
Yes, our legal team secured an emergency hearing and the court was able to declare that the detention violated his fundamental human rights. So congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
When power is abused, when your voice is ignored, when justice feels delayed, you don't have to fight alone. If your rights are being violated, don't stay silent. Contact LJE Nigeria today, because justice delayed can destroy lives, but justice pursued can restore hope. Visit www.ljenigeria.org to report any violation today.
Welcome back, and of course, don't forget, it still trends on LJE News. My name remains Omotola Adeleke. On to this particular story, the Court of Appeal Nigeria in Abuja has upheld earlier rulings of the Federal High Court in Nigeria, nullifying the National Convention of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) held in Ibadan, Oyo State on November 15 to 16, 2025. A three-member panel also barred the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from recognizing outcomes of the convention, including the emergence of Taminu Turaki as the party leader. The convention had also suspended several allies of Nyesom Wike over alleged anti-party activities. The appeals arose from conflicting court rulings after organizers proceeded with the convention despite earlier judicial orders halting the event. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) National Working Committee, led by Kabiru Turaki, has rejected the ruling of the Court of Appeal Nigeria, nullifying the party's November 15 to 16, 2025 convention in Ibadan, Oyo State. Spokesperson Ini Mamabong said the party has instructed its lawyers to challenge the judgment at the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Judith, Wike is winning this one again. This is like 2-1. I think there was a time Turaki-led PDP won in court. Then the Wike camp also came up and won theirs. That was 1-1. Now the Court of Appeal is now saying Turaki-led PDP should not even be recognized. That's like a win for Wike.
Honestly, I think the members of the PDP are not placing their priorities right at the moment.
Okay.
Because they are focusing on internal battles instead of coming together to actually oppose what is happening. The PDP was the ruling party before the APC took over. So why exactly are they fighting now instead of coming together and, I don't know, bringing out a candidate?
But is there a possibility that they can come together if the faction led by Wike is supporting and working for the APC?
I think, honestly, they should, I don't know, get their priorities right at this moment. Because why is Wike supporting the APC and still claiming to be a member of the PDP? Can they not do something about that? I don't know. People that are anti-bodies, you are anti this body, and you are claiming to be a member of the body. Can they not do something, I don't know, to either expel him from the party or make him
expelled him already. The Turaki faction expelled him already.
And then the
Wike faction came to and expelled the other faction too.
So that's what I'm saying. Right now, it's like they are focusing on fighting themselves instead of uniting to achieve a greater purpose. Because they are fighting for party leader instead of looking and trying to find a way to have a candidates that will contest in the upcoming election.
Okay.
Campaigns would kick off soon. They are supposed to have party primaries next month, and then campaigns would kick off soon, and all of that. If they are focusing on this, who are the members, the internal floor members of the party? What then is their fate?
All right, Turaki one time came up on board. He was even calling on Donald Trump to come and intervene in the crisis bedeviling the PDP, that the factional national chairman of the PDP was calling out, he was shouting that we need Donald Trump to come, intervene. In fact, he also made mention of the fact that they are trying to bring peace in the PDP by making sure those who don't mean well for the PDP are chased away, by making sure the PDP is, purified, by making sure some of the people who might have intentions of destroying the PDP is being pushed away. Now, he might be talking about the Wike faction. The Wike faction had also said they are also trying to chase people who are trying to destroy PDP and all that, But let's talk about the court, Mr. Wike, the FCT minister. We all know that he has made some investment on Supreme Court judges. Court of Appeal judges, legal practitioners bought houses, bought cars for them. Should PDP even trust the judgment coming out from the court? Now they are saying they want to go to the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Do you think the Supreme Court of Nigeria can give them whatever they think they deserve?
It's really sad that it feels more like even the justice system is getting corrupt, because clearly we can see that the WK faction doesn't mean well for the PDP.
So, you, because I don't know if Judith can see clearly.
Well,
I mean, why are you in
honestly,
PDP
but
and supporting the APC? It shows that
you're
you don't mean well.
You're literally bringing the PDP down. He's literally the main reason for this internal fights going on in the PDP, because you're claiming to be a member of the PDP, but everything about you, your countenance speaks APC, your judgment speaks APC, everything speaks APC.
You openly support
and
the APC.
And the Turaki faction is just quietly trying to say they want the PDP to go back to how it used to be. Oh yeah, carry yourself to the APC that you so boldly support, but he still wants to be in the PDP and still work for the AP. It doesn't work like that. Judy was saying something about coming together. They can't come together as of now when the WK faction is still strong, is still holding a stronghold in the PDP. And they're taking this matter to the courts and all of that. And they are ruling in his favor. I don't know if they can't see from the holes that this is not how it's meant to be. And I just don't know, honestly.
You know, it feels like at this point, the WK was planted in the PDP to cause this confusion that is happening.
WK was planted.
That's why it feels like that's what it's doing right now. Because this confusion is making them not focus on what they are supposed to be focusing on. So that's what it feels like right now. That he's there, he's intentionally there. Just
the political parties were
supposed
supposed to come out as oppositions, but right now they're not even focusing on the main reason for why they were created. They're focusing on trying to bring the whole party together. They don't have a contestant for the primaries coming up. They don't even focus on what is going on as of now. They are trying to make sure that PDP comes back to how it used to be. The WK thing is just a form of distraction from what's actually meant to be their focus.
All right, let's go international. The ongoing conflict involving the United States, Iran, and Israel has entered its 10th day, with airstrikes escalating and casualties mounting. Report indicates that more than 1,300 people have been killed, most of them in Iran, as the bombardment continues. Amid the crisis, Iran's Assembly of Experts announced Mojtaba Khamenei, son of former Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, as the country's new Supreme Leader. Known for his close ties with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, his appointment drew criticism from Donald Trump, who dismissed him as a lightweight and warned the choice could fuel further tensions. All right, Donald Trump made a statement. He said, if Iran installs a new Supreme Leader without him being involved in the process, that whoever will be there will not last. Do you think Donald Trump is becoming too reckless with this war? Because Iran seems not to be ready to, drop their weapons. Iran seems not to be even ready for peace at this point. And I think Donald Trump is not also ready to negotiate or even have a dialogue with Iran, because there was a time Iran came up on board and said they were ready to have a conversation with the United States president. He dismissed them. They came up the second time and he said it's too late to have any form of conversation with them. The war still goes on.
The funny thing they don't realize about this war is that they're killing innocent people. Kids are dying every day. There's a recorded number of children that keeps dying as regards to this war that is going on currently. Whether they change the leader or they don't change the leader, or Donald Trump keeps fighting, they should consider the fact that people's lives are at stake. Because all of these interventions of airstrikes and sending missiles to kill people, that's not going to change the ongoing situation as of what Iran is going through as of now. Because it's okay for them to have their own weapon. It's okay for them to have but I don't know why Donald Trump is still insisting on going into them and saying they should not. I don't know if it feels more like he has a thing against Muslims, if you ask me. It feels more like he's infringing on their own personal they are a country on their own. They are an Islamic country on their own. So why is he going there to fight them for having their own weapons and saying it's going to be a form of dangerous attack on the people?
The Iran is a sovereign country. It's a country on its own. The question should be, why is Donald Trump getting involved in the activities of another country that doesn't affect his own country? Why is he saying that they have to involve him in picking a new leader for themselves? Is that it has nothing to do with his country. The leader of a country shouldn't bother the leader of another country. So why is he saying if a new leader is chosen, the person would not last? That is a threat on their country. And I don't think the people of Iran should rest. They should just let him win, because they are a sovereign country. They own themselves. So at this point, it feels like Donald Trump is the one that should rest and leave and just leave.
But if you say Donald Trump should leave, Iran with their issues and all that, I was on Twitter the other time, and we had even though we had some Iranians supporting the Iran's government and all that, we also had some Iranians who were speaking against their leaders, alleging that their leaders had unjustly killed thousands of people over the years. So would you want to say Donald Trump is perhaps fighting a good cause?
He's fighting a good cause in the wrong way. Because right now, he's fighting for the people that are oppressed and they were killed, but he's killing more people and innocent people like that. So is he really fighting a good cause if more people are getting killed in the course of his fight?
And some Americans have been killed as well.
Exactly. Are there no better ways to fix the issue if he's trying to come in to help the country? Is there not another way that this thing, because he keeps striking Iran and they keep striking back. Americans are dying, Iranians are dying, and the Iranians don't seem to be ready to stop anything.
So do you think this war might escalate into something else?
Yes,
it's already escalating into something else. I mean, at this point, it might even go beyond just the Iranians and the Americans.
It might turn into a
world war or something.
I mean, the Israelis are already involved.
Exactly, because I mean, these people are Muslims, right? Their belief and their mindset is totally different. So they are seeing it more like a different faction is coming to invade into their country, and they won't let that happen. And they even came out to say, okay, let's dialogue this thing. He dismissed it. Why are you dismissing it? If you still, I feel like he just wants to be in charge of their country or something, and they don't want that for themselves.
All right, that's it for today's edition of Trends on LJE News. Of course, because of time, we perhaps would have spoken more on some of these issues, because let's also face the reality. The war happening between Iran, Israel, and US is affecting everybody.
Yeah.
We just talked about fuel price,
yeah.
And fuel price automatically will mean inflation will go up exponentially. It will mean more hardship, what have you, and salaries still remain high. But let's see how it goes, and we're hopeful. Many thanks to you, Esther, for your opinions and contributions.
Always.
For your brilliant talks. Thank you very much, Judith.
Thank you.
To the viewers and listener out there, make sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe at LJE News on all social media platforms to stay in the loop and join the conversation ahead of our next show. My name is Omotola Adeleke. See you next time. Bye for now.